My name is Frederick Dodson, and this is the Then What exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to relax more deeply into the present moment, to realize, feel, and enjoy that the present moment is the only thing there is and your moment of power, your moment of influence. The mind has the tendency to get us away from the beautiful, precious present. It does so by continually asking, what's next? What should I do next? What am I doing next? What do I want next? What should I resist next? What should I protect from next? It is always asking, now what? And then what? And then what? And then what? Never fully resting into the present moment. This exercise mimics the behavior of the mind until you see its ridiculousness and relax and laugh. So the first variation of the exercise is to do it with fear. You ask yourself or somebody else, what do you fear? And then something that is feared is mentioned. And to whatever is answered, you ask, all right, and then what? And to whatever next answer is given, you again ask, then what? And then what? And then what? And then what? So every answer that is given, you simply ask, then what? So the person answering seeks to stretch their imagination and come up with many answers as possible. So, for example, one might ask, what are you afraid of? And I might answer, I'm afraid of spiders. And then the person asks, okay, then what? Well, spiders might bite me. And then what? Well, I might get poisoned by a spider bite. And then what? Another spider might bite me. Okay, and then what? Well, then I get even more poisoned. I might fall into a spider nest and be bitten by all kinds of spiders. Okay, and then what? Well, then I'll die. Okay, and then what? And then I'll be chased by a giant multi-dimensional spider. Okay, and then what? And then finally that spider is going to get me too. And then what? And then I'll be extinguished. And then what? And then I'll be very extinguished. My soul will be gone. There will be nothing left. Okay, and then what? And then I'll be free. And then what? So the questioner would keep on going and going and going and going until the answer either laughs or finds the whole thing silly or uninteresting or has no more answers. And the fear is thoroughly gone. You don't end the exercise if the fear is still present. So if something else comes up that the person is afraid of, then you continue the exercise with that item and ask, and then what, and then what, and then what? The second variation of this exercise is to do it with desires. So you'd either ask yourself or another, or be asked, what do you desire? So that person might say, I desire to be a millionaire. And then you ask, and then what? Well, then I can afford the mansion I want. Okay, and then what? Then I'd like to be a billionaire. And then what? Then I could afford several mansions and a private jet and my own staff. Okay, and then what? Then I could invest in projects I'm interested in. Okay, and then what? Then I could travel the world without working. Okay, and then what? Well, then I'd want 1 trillion. Okay, and then what? Well, then I could bring peace to the world. Okay, and then what? Well, then I could leave a legacy. Okay, and then what? And then I'll die. You see, the hilariousness of this exercise is that it always ends in death sooner or later, and it brings you to the moment, because there is really no then what. There's only the present moment, and what you are and what you have now. So this exercise is stretched and stretched and stretched and continued until you run out of ideas or laugh like I just did. Now, I've written down a third variation of this exercise here with what will you do, and then what, and then what, and then what. But there's actually hundreds of variations this could be done in. The main point being, then what? Then what? And then what? And then what? The exercise is meant to help you feel lighter and more happy in the now, more relaxed in the now. And I do recommend you repeat it now and then, so that over time you find more joy and possibility in the now. Let's, for example, say you're urgently waiting on an email and you've been nervous about that and you need that email to come. You could ask, well, then what? Well, so I finally get the email. Then what? Well, then I feel relief. And then what? And then I can work more creatively. And then what? Then I have more output. And then what? And then I get more praise. And then what? And then I get more money. And then what? Then I get more relief. And then what? And so on, you see? So whatever it is you think you can have in the future, whatever you think is dependent on something, you can actually feel it now. So this person waiting on their email, what they actually want is relief, and they believe that something external, in this case the email, is going to provide that relief. But the truth is that any relief is only found within and in the now. That's the and then what exercise. If this presentation was helpful for you, please recommend it far and wide.